podcast.
I spent the
All right.
night in a clown motel, and all I got was this unwanted baby clown impregnated into me.
What did we just say about things we're not supposed to talk about in the first 30 seconds of a video? Okay, I think
Yeah.
we're going. We're streaming here. This is
Yeah.
exciting. All right, we're talking about Medusa. Medusa monsters, Medusa myths and legends.
Medusa, you do so, who do so that do so, you do so well.
We Dusa.
Okay,
That's
I was working on your clown thumbnail, so that's going to be on my stream a little bit. But
that's all right. People will see it eventually.
oh,
So
this
Medusa,
is a good angle for me. I look like Harlan. I look like that one guy, no chin.
I can do that too. So Medusa, tell me. Tell me what you were saying about the three phases of the Medusa myth. How it's gone through those three
Right. So the
changes.
first one is Medusa's a Gorgon. I don't know if you know that. The Gorgons are three sisters. Uh, the other two, their names are spelled all weird. I can't remember what they are,
Are
but
they
they like
are they famous for anything? The other two Gorgons, or are they sort of?
one of the other two is like she's like a guard at the netherworld or something like that. She guards some gate that somebody got into and it ticked off Hera at some point. There's like all these
Okay.
like crazy like side myths about them. But
Okay, but
yeah, so
they're all like monstrous beings, though, right?
they're monsters. Um and they've always been monsters. This is the main point. Now, during this time, Medusa is sometimes portrayed as actually very beautiful, and it is said that her beauty was what caused people to turn to stone. But regardless whether she's beautiful or ugly, she's a monster. She was never a human.
Right. So
Straight up.
like the sirens, they're beautiful, and that's part of their evil. They draw soldiers in or
Yeah,
sailors.
but instead of drawing people in, it's her beauty is so intense it gets you hard by turning you to stone. Rock hard,
That's
rock hard.
real
Uh,
mature, Kirk.
so then Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to be mature on our YouTube
No, no,
stream?
I don't want to.
And then, so then the next iteration of Medusa is by this guy named Ovid,
Yeah.
Ovid, and he made it so that she was a maiden who had wild, beautiful hair.
COVID-19. Woo!
That's good. And I'm showing a picture of her right now on my thing. And she worked the counter at the Athena temple. She worked the drive-through at Athena
Okay,
temple.
she worked the snack shack.
Yeah. And something went down between her and Poseidon. You know, who's to say? Who's to
Yeah.
say? It was a Medusa 2 situation. Medusa
Meet,
2.
meet.
Medusa.
Oh, dude,
It was a
that's good.
Medusa situation. No, it's not funny.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. It's not funny.
Mythical mythical sexual assault is not a ooh, look, I gave a little I don't even know how that happened. I didn't do that.
That's a thumbs up to the wordplay, not to the real
Yeah.
issues of.
Well, yeah.
So,
What, if I do this? Does it do anything? No. What about this?
oh wait, your
It just
computer automatically turned that into a.
yeah, see?
Mine doesn't do that.
Or hold up still for a second, see. Yeah, yours sucks.
Yeah, not working.
Anyway, so yeah, went down between Poseidon and Medusa, supposedly non-consensually on Medusa's part, and it was a
Inside
death
the temple.
inside the
Now wait,
temple,
so
inside Medusa.
Poseidon's a god, and he's visiting the temple of another god, though. Is
Yeah,
would that
well,
happen?
he can't do that in his own temple. That would be gross.
Yeah,
You got to go desecrate
you don't. Yeah,
Athena's temple because
you don't sh where you eat. You know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that little owl watched the whole time.
Oh, the mechanical owl.
Ooh,
I love that guy.
ooh, ooh.
I love that. Was that owl part of? Was he part of the myth, or is that just a creation by the?
No, no means no.
He's the voice of. He's the Jiminy Cricket. He's the voice of
And
conscience.
yeah, so she was like the goddess of wisdom, and I think the owl was her like transgressions.
Oh wait, hang
And
on. It says OBS. Now my OBS Studio disconnected too. It says now it's
oh,
reconnected. Weird.
oh.
That's weird that it did it to
So
both of us.
yeah, so the way that I figured out what to do, because every time I kept trying to do that start, like create a thing and stream at the same time, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So instead, I clicked the create stream, but not start streaming.
Okay, mine is still streaming. It says I think we're good.
Okay.
But
Oh,
next.
shoot. Mine looks like it's closed again. God damn
Oh,
it.
well, if it's closed, we might as well swear.
Let's see.
Fucking cock ass!
Yes. Yeah, mine's over and done with.
Oh shit.
They made it 10 minutes.
I
Flip.
wonder. Well, I started a couple seconds after you, so maybe mine is gonna cut out soon too.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what OBS's problem is.
It's a bunch of OBS is what that is.
It really is. Okay. Start
Okay.
streaming. Manage broadcast. Oh my God. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to say create
Oh, you
broadcast.
know what? Because you didn't stop streaming, did you? You just left it going on your end.
No, I know I stopped and started
Oh,
again.
you did. Okay.
It says that it's
This is
still live.
this is going to be a lot of fun for anyone who watches the recording.
Oh, I wonder if it's because it thinks it's still live. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Huh.
delete
Well,
forever.
I'll tell you what. While you figure out your tech, in case anybody ever watches the recording of this and gets bored at this point, I'm going to say some more shit. I'm going to say some more shit about Medusa. While you do that, I'm going to draw a little sketch of Medusa while
Okay.
I'm doing it to make this a multimedia presentation.
I like that.
So,
All right. So anyway, the final thing on Medusa is that eventually the story changed again so that she was no longer a victim, but that she herself was the seductress who got Poseidon in the sack, and that worked out for her. No, wait, sorry, I'm doing two things at once. That's how it didn't work out for her.
no, she
Athena
got.
got really mad because she was a boyish, athletic woman, and Medusa was so pretty it made her jealous, as will happen with the ladies. I've heard from time to time.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
No, and no one gender is completely perfect except for men,
Except for the Kirk gender.
except for my
Your
gender.
pronouns are Kirk and Kirk.
Yeah,
All right, are you streaming again? Or is your computer still figuring
it
it out?
it that keeps closing it. I don't know what's going on.
As I'm drawing this, I'm remembering in the movie Monsters Inc., Mike's girlfriend was a Medusa. You remember that? She was the friendly
Yeah,
receptionist at their company,
it's true.
but she was a Medusa.
I wonder if they got like freaky with those snakes.
Oh, you know they did. Dude,
Little,
Steve,
little,
you fucking know they did, man.
little snake pegging, a little
Okay. So here's my drawing of Medusa.
oh, that's pretty
And
good. That looks vaguely like what was Matt Groening's stuff that he did before
oh, Life in
this
Hell.
Life in Hell, yeah.
Yeah.
Life in
That's all
Hell.
freehand, by the way. I didn't trace that at all.
You mean you mean that's not an actual photograph of Medusa?
Yeah, I didn't find that in the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Dude, yeah,
No.
every time I click start streaming, it stops. Here, I wonder if I can do this instead. There's another thing I can do. I'm
Well,
gonna go
let's
to OB.
well let's I'll have this saved on my end. So we'll finish up this quick little Medusa talk, and then
Okay.
we can do another test run and try to work out the bugs here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Medusa.
this is going to be
Uh,
one of our monster videos. It'll be the least entertaining one because it's got a good 95 minutes of us figuring out tech things.
Well, yeah, we can do a better one later, but
But well, so you know what's interesting? What's interesting to me about that progression of the myths you're talking about is in a lot of monstrous women in mythology, the myths go from being a good character, or at least a morally ambiguous character, to becoming
uh
more and more monstrous. But a lot of times that happens with the progression of Christianity in that culture, or
right.
Christendom, the Christian churches taking over that culture, and they have to turn the gods and demigods of the old religion into devils and monsters. So a lot of creatures that started off as at least morally ambiguous and sometimes even kind of good get demonized and monstrified throughout time. And that
True.
that happened with Baba Yaga, the Russian story, where
Oh yeah,
the modern version of her is she's just a witch. She's just straight up evil. She eats children, lives in her
yeah.
house on chicken legs in the woods, and she just loves to cause havoc and violence. But in the older versions of it, she was almost like a goddess of the forest and nature, and she would
Yeah.
she would help people out a lot too. And
That's yeah, a lot of when you kind of look up a lot of different monsters, that's kind of what most of them end up being. They're like, it's a spirit of the forest. It's neither good nor evil. It's like that's about 90% of all monsters.
yeah,
Um, but actually, one funny thing I want to say about Baba Yaga. So if you watch John Wick,
oh yeah, she's in one of those movies, isn't she? No, no, she's in the Hellboy.
all the Russian guys in John Wick call John Wick Baba Yaga.
What? Oh,
Do you know the name offhand in Russian for the boogeyman?
I don't know of like an exact equivalent.
There's something else that's like the name for the boogeyman that
Okay,
is similar to Baba Yaga,
huh?
and I think the guy writing the let's see boogeyman in Russian. I think the guy writing it just used Baba Yaga and like I think he made a mistake.
Yeah,
It's well boogeyman.
yeah. I mean, there's Russian folklore has a lot of different boogie.
There's Babai is a nightmare. But anyway, so yeah, the
Yeah,
Babay Babay
bye bye.
is like the boogeyman. But anyway, so they called him Baba Yaga, which is like a fe It's
Yeah, calling him a
definitely not what
witch.
you want to be calling John Wick.
That's so, dude. Man, Hollywood and Russian.
Dude, this shit is just whack. It will not fly.
I've seen like one Hollywood movie that had a Russian actor playing a Russian guy too.
Yeah.
It's always like some other European actors or American dudes doing this crappy accent.
No one ever did it as well as Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October. Just the worst Russian and like not even trying.
Yeah,
Yeah, cowboy stole hit a woman a little bit.
Gary Oldman's right up there in Air Force One too,
Oh, I
doing his
see.
"When the world trembles at Mother Russia's feet, you will know what I want."
Gary Oldman is he's a good actor, right? I can't always tell.
I think he is. Yeah,
He's generally accepted to be a very good actor. Sometimes I
yeah.
watch and think I can't quite tell if you're a good actor or not, but
Well, then he's
people.
in the Francis Ford Coppola Dracula movie,
Oh
and he's
yeah,
just corning it up the whole time. He's just so over
yeah.
the top in that.
I will never think of him as anything else besides the bad guy from Fifth Element and the Rasta guy from True Romance.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was both of those things.
Now, if you
So
came in here and you started eating my chicken chow mein, I'd be like, this motherfucker ain't got a care in the world, and maybe he don't.
marvelous. Yeah, all those
I've
movies have
decided,
monsters in them, by the way.
yeah,
But,
or they do. Did you say they do or they don't?
well, most of them do.
I
I
mean,
figured.
I think that Christopher Walken in True Romance is very monstrous.
I've actually never seen True Romance. So
Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Dude, we should just watch that together right now. It's one of the two movies that Quentin Tarantino wrote but did not direct.
Oh really? What was the other
He
one?
wrote uh, uh, Natural Born Killers.
Oh, I thought he directed that. Okay, he didn't direct it.
He
Oh,
didn't direct either of them.
how do you like that?
And True Romance is fantastic. It would have been better if he directed it, but Christian Slater's the main guy. It's got all these people when they're brand new. Like Brad Pitt has like a super minor role in it as a stoner.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's man, I love that movie. Watch that like 100 times.
Nice. So, Medusa's hair. Why is it
You don't want to
snake?
hear me keep talking about True Romance?
No, let's just play the whole thing, and you can do a play-by-play commentary about the movie. We won't show the movie. We'll just show you talking about what's
I'll work,
happening
yeah.
on your
I'll
screen.
work. Let's improv the whole movie, but I'll play Medusa inserted into key scenes. So
we
what
sh-
about Medusa?
we
Medusa's
should
hair.
act out the scene from the original Clash of the Titans. We should improv
Yeah.
act out that scene.
Release the Kraken!
You
I'll
know
play
that
guitar.
you know why they had Liam Neeson in that movie actually in the remake of
In
Clash of the
the,
Titans.
he's in the original, isn't he?
Well, it was actually meant to be a sequel to the movie Remember the Titans by Disney about about the first integrated football team.
Yeah, but
And
Liam Neeson wasn't in that.
well, but the whole plan was to have when they bring the football team out when the white players were coming out, they were going to have Liam Neeson come on the screen, and
Yeah.
he was going to say, "Release the cracker."
You had to walk around the whole block 4 times to get to that joke. Release the cracker.
But we got there though. We got there.
Oh, good.
No,
That's good. That's good, clean fun. American fun.
no, no. That the original one though. That was one of my first like big movie memories as a kid. Like just the claymation and all the special effects is burned in my brain.
But then I learned about movie magic, movie tricks. Can you name that movie?
No, I don't know what the.
Three. Do you remember the Three Amigos?
Yeah.
You remember when the German guy meets Ned Niederlander and he's like, "You're my hero, the silver screen." But then I learned about movie tricks, and it broke my heart. And then, and then Martin Short goes, "I never used movie tricks."
No, I forgot that part. But yeah, movie tricks. As a kid, though, watching those monsters come to life and the owl and that Medusa too. Like she's kind of topless in that scene.
Yeah, that I do clearly remember some shape of boob
Yeah,
affecting me as a young man.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
it was oddly sexy in a weird way, even though her face is hideous and monstrous. But I mean, that
yeah,
movie is just wall to wall boobage too for a PG movie.
yeah. Everybody's wearing everything they wear is billowy
Well, there's
and
like
gaudy.
actual boob in the movie too, two times in a PG movie.
Really?
But yeah, check it out.
Yeah, we'll watch it again.
Yeah, we'll put the timestamp in the comments about
What was
when.
that old porn thing? It was Mr. Skin or something where they'd give you all the timestamps to like see.
Oh yeah, was it Mr. Skin? It was a name
It's
like
like
that. But
early internet.
no, but the snakes though. Like, why do you think she has snakes in her hair? Her snakes for hair.
Well, well, I mean, so
Beyond just the
this is
general.
BC, right? I mean, so it's not it's pre like it's pre-Judean Old Testament, right? So it's not
Yeah, I mean it's Greco-Roman culture, which is still not affected by the Judeo-Christian tradition. So yeah, it's
there's none
pure
of
pagan
that.
tradition.
Yeah, so there's none of that in there. But I mean, snakes are a intrinsically terrifying thing. Seems to be one of the like primates are born with an innate fear of snakes. It's been one of our big competitors for a lot of
Yeah,
eon.
I've heard that argument made, But a lot of people looking at different spiritual traditions talk about how often snakes are good symbols, though, like a symbol for something sacred and like
Yeah.
not evil at all. So
Well,
I
what do
happen to
you
have
think?
this
What does
book.
snake symbolize to you?
Well, nothing until I read this book, but I'm going to steal from this book. It's in Spanish. This is Rubén Bonifaz Nuño, Imagen de Tlaloc, and that's a pre-Hispanic god from here, from Mexico. And so this book is all about this one statue. It's a very famous statue. I'll find a picture of it here. But the statue has a lot of snakes in it. She has it's people call her Coatlicue. There she is. So her head is made up of like two snakes looking at each other head on, and then her skirt is made of intertwined snakes. And she's got a skull here, like just one hell of a composition of images. But this the skirt is made of a bunch of snakes. And so in the book here, he talks about there. You can see the skirt better in that photo. See all the snakes coming out.
Uh-huh. I do. They look like wieners, but yes, I get it.
You always say that.
That motherfucker had like 20 goddamn dicks.
You said that when we watched Remember the Titans. You said they looked like wieners.
I did.
So,
Okay.
so the author, his big point here is Christian missionaries come to Mexico and they call her a demon and they call her a monster. But he breaks down the image and he makes the point that each element of it, including the snakes, that there's nothing intrinsically horrific about it on like a human level. It's more on a
Uh-huh.
Judeo-Christian level. So the snakes in particular, he points out all these sacred traditions where a snake is a symbol of something sacred or of wisdom, something holy. He goes into like Hindu traditions, Vedic traditions. There was Caduceus, the snake, uh, the symbol that's on pharmacies that has the Caduceus snake coming up it.
Right.
And so
Well,
so
this,
his
yeah.
so his point is that snakes are often a symbol of like wisdom, like owls are in a lot of other cultures.
There's also the whole thing where like snakes are a really big part of psychedelic visions, especially
Oh,
ayahuasca.
right.
And there is the either story or myth, depending on who you're asking, where I think his name's Frick, the guy who invented, not invented, but discovered DNA.
Right.
He supposedly in an acid um, hallucination saw two snakes twirling around each other in a DNA spiral, and that was what gave him the idea of that the structure of DNA. Now
Yeah.
he said that in interviews, and then people got really like mad at him. So then he like changed his story. So now everybody says that's debunked. But there was a time when that was his story.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the exact image of the caduceus symbol with its. I think it's two snakes intertwining just like that too,
I know. It's crazy.
which which
It's
is like
fucking nuts.
which is from ancient times too, but like before people could look at DNA.
I know.
So that's neat.
I mean, it really is nuts. I mean, like, it's funny that that has always been kind of this weird medical thing, and it ends up becoming like the symbol of like the basis of all biology.
So is like would some people who are into psychedelics would they suggest that when you do something like ayahuasca, you're seeing almost the inside of the fabric of
Well, so what I
existence?
think it is that there's kind of the it's the as above, so below type concept where the structure of the universe and the like kind of the shape of the universe both grandiose and or both macro and micro,
Yeah,
without and within, mirrors each other.
right.
And God only knows what exactly it is that you're seeing when you're like tripping on psychedelics and stuff. You're seeing all these like geometric patterns and shapes and stuff. So there's something natural about that intertwining shape that I don't know if like the machine elves of the outer realm are trying to send us a message to like mess with our DNA as much as I just think certain shapes occur
Yeah, and
throughout
the structure
nature.
of existence.
The golden
Yeah,
spiral and such.
right. Yeah, the golden spiral, Fibonacci numbers, all those
Yeah.
things.
Circles
Yeah, so
with dots in the middle of them that look like boobs.
yeah,
Those appear throughout nature.
those are everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Have you
Everywhere I looked, something reminded me of her.
have you what is that naked gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Santa
Yeah, the
Onofre.
San Onofre power plant.
There
Have
you
you
go.
uh have you seen the old Russian letter that looks like boobs? Speaking of monstrous things in
The
Medusa,
F kind of still does. The F kind of looks like boobs with a something
like
stuck between them.
yeah, or just a really skinny woman with
That's true. Yeah.
huge implants, I guess. No, this one was just it was two circles stuck together with a dot in them, and
Yeah.
it was a version of the O letter, and it was used in religious texts when they would talk about ochi, about the eyes. They would use that instead of the single O, and the idea was to make it evoke the image of two eyes in the form of the letter to make the reader meditate on the meaning of the text, because
Ah,
it's like trying to invite you to look at what's around you, look at God, at what's sacred. So use your ochi, and it's reminding you by making it look like two eyes. But then there was a different version of that same letter that was like eight boobs all stuck together, and it was like Total Recall, just this
yeah.
massive mutant boob monster
Uh, Wait, where was the boot monster, did you say?
in the Russian alphabet. No,
Oh, okay. I got you. Right.
yeah, no, there was a version of that letter O that was like eight different circles with a dot inside each one,
Yeah.
and so it just looked like this huge mutant boob pyramid. And so that like if Medusa got punished for being beautiful, I feel like that should have been her punishment to turn her into a giant boob monster.
Yeah, I guess the hair was her defining point. So if she'd had bigger boobs, then maybe, maybe,
Yeah, if that
yeah.
was the point of attraction, I could see that. Yeah, the
System software from application OBS was blocked from loading. There we go.
mine
Ah,
is
found what was wrong.
mine is working fine and dandy here.
Yeah, mine was a Mac thing.
Oh, okay, that's why I hate Macs. No, it's
This
mostly because I just don't know how to use them.
this specific reason. I hate Macs because they're always crashing OBS after you.
They're always crashing this one program I just learned exists 5 minutes ago.
Privacy security. Privacy trying to modify your system settings. So anyway, tell me more about that book.
Oh, this Imagen de Tlaloc, the image of Tlaloc. So Tlaloc is called the rain god. The big point of it's a very fascinating book. I don't know if it exists in English, but he goes into this idea of monstrous. Oh, we've got 9 minutes left on this meeting
I
too.
know, isn't that lame?
Yeah, come on, Zoom.
Stupid.
We all gave you all our money during the lockdowns. Now you're gonna do us like this? Hang on a second. How do you like that? That stellar muting. So this the point of this book, he goes into this idea of like an image being looked at as monstrous, and his point is to find a much more sophisticated theology behind the image itself.
Didn't it close down again? Sorry.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Anyway, it applies to Medusa in that sense, or to Baba Yaga, in as much as they're these figures who like become sort of just a straight up villain, but might have had a different side to them in an older
Yeah.
version of the story.
Well, I think that it was important to keep women down for a long time. And if you didn't have myths that communicated that they were inherently evil, you know, then they were in fear of, gaining rights and stuff. And so you just had to keep coming up with new reasons why women uh, were of the devil.
Now, that connects to this idea of an Indo European culture, Proto Indo European. Have you heard of
Mm,
that term? It's like this theoretical proto culture 5,000 years before Western cultures.
I didn't.
Uh,
I haven't heard of Proto-Indo. I don't know anything about Proto-Indo-European culture.
So I mean, it's all theoretical, but linguists first came up with this idea when they saw these commonalities in Western languages and even languages from Iran and India. And so they came up with the idea that they had all evolved from one single language and one culture that existed in Europe around 5000 BC, and that eventually that culture is the cultural heritage of Greco-Roman civilization and all these other European cultures. So the idea behind that, the theory is that before that there was a matriarchy culture that existed there before the Proto-Indo-Europeans. Proto-Indo-Europeans are a patriarchy and they conquered the other culture, but there was a time when they almost got wiped out by the matriarchy. So imprinted on their cultural DNA was this fear of a once dominant matriarchy, and they're trying to keep that from ever arising again. And
Yeah.
so this is all 100% theoretical, and there's tons of people who have said that they've debunked it, and they say that it's not supported, but it's one big theory to look at the history of Western thought and European thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like that. Who's that guy with all the ancient civilizations?
Oh, Graham something or other?
Grant, yeah, Hancock, Graham
Yeah.
Hancock,
No, Graham Crackers is what I was thinking of.
Graham
I,
Cracker.
just because I want us some more right now.
Release the Graham Cracker.
Was that Sean Connery or Liam Neeson?
Release the Graham Cracker. Money penny.
I want to undo that bow and get to know you better, Moneypenny.
Losers always complaining about doing the best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. It's from The Rock. It's from The Rock. Welcome to The Rock.
I tried.
Welcome to the crowds.
I tried to invent an anal bum cover. Spent 3 years of my life in the attempt.
Oh, good times. Good times.
All right.
Well, hey, how many followers did you have when you before you did your thing?
570, I think.
Oh, okay. So have you gotten any new ones yet?
I don't think it's gone live yet. It's
Okay.
still saying in process or whatever.
Okay.
You know what? I'll tell you who my most recent follower is. Give him or her a little recognition here on
Yeah.
this video in case anybody watches
Dude,
this.
your thumbnail for this is horrific.
I couldn't find a good Medusa picture, so I just found some fucked up face that was in my hard drive. I had
I
saved
like
it
it.
from years ago. Let's
I
see.
like it.
Channel content. How do I see my followers? Where are these
Um,
guys? Okay, no, I need to get out of content. Videos, playlists,
um,
your channel. I just want to give this guy, I think it's a guy, a little recognition in case anybody watches through our 50 minutes of bullshit to the end. This person, who's my latest follower, will have
I'm
500.
mad. I'm mad that you got content out of this and I didn't.
Oh yeah, well you got a little content, right? You didn't you record
I
some?
erased it.
Oh, oh man.
I thought that was part of the reason why it might be screwing up, so I erased all the ones. There's also this thing. So let's see, Kirk Faulkner.
Okay, well let me stop streaming and let's figure out some tech stuff here. Let's see if we can sort it out. Shall we stop streaming? This will end the recording.
Sounds good.
Oh, and you know what? Wait, no, I've got this guy on my phone. I can tell you who this guy is. I don't know why I'm.
I
It's
know
like
who this
people.
motherfucker is.
It's like when people recognize their Patreon patrons at the end of the
Yeah.
show. They're like, "Let's give a shout out to Sex Ninja 69 or whatever the guy is."
I love Sex Ninja 69. He's like one of my favorite dudes.
Stephen Yorks or Stephen Yorks. That's my newest subscriber. Stephen or Stephen Yorks. Thank you for subscribing, Stephen or Stephen. Glad to have you on.
Yeah.
Before him was Lady Hawk 47.
Oh, dude, do you remember Lady Hawk, that movie?
No, no, I've never heard of it.
Oh, it was about this guy and this girl. It was like in night times or something, and they got cursed so that in the day the lady was a lady, or the lady was a hawk, and then at night,
Lady.
Lady Hawk, and then at night the guy was like a wolf or something, and so they never got to be a human at the same time.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a cool
Yeah, it
concept.
was a dope movie when I was a kid. That gave me boners too. That's another boner movie.
Nice. Man, I'm gonna go watch the old Clash of the Titans right now.
Yeah,
That
you
movie,
should.
it's fantastic. There's full on side boob when Perseus's girlfriend is bathing to be a human sacrifice.
I do vaguely remember that. And then was there something where somebody's head turned into a cow or something? God, man, it's been a long time.
Are you sure it was a cow it turned into? Are you sure it wasn't nothing?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it was nothing. I don't remember that part. They could have been though. There's some giant scorpions they have to
Well,
fight.
there's the Minotaur, so there's that.
Is that in that movie? There's a minotaur in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
big part of it, I think.
oh, I do need to watch it again. And then I'm gonna watch Remember the Titans too.
Oh, you know what? I think I got it now. I think this is gonna work. Let's start over.
I'm just gonna keep it rolling. On this same video, we'll start.
Oh, it's totally working now. Oh boy.
Well, let's do
All right.
another monster though. Let's do a separate one.
Yeah.
We'll keep it rolling. I'm gonna stop
Well, we're gonna
this.
have to sign back on, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Our time's up. Okay.
Uh,
If anyone made it this far in the video, God bless you. God bless your soul.
all right, here, I'll send you another Zoom
Okay.
thing to your email.
All right.
Bye.
Signing out now though from this one.